Today is a very auspicious day, Disappearance Day of two prominent disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. So we'll hear about them. Today on our site, they published articles from our Chaitanyavani magazine of our mat. They were translated, so I will take that as a basis. Srila Bhakti Saurabh Bhaktisar Goswami Maharaj. One of this article was written by our Gurudev in Bengali, and this is English translation. One of the dearmost disciples of the founder of worldwide Sri Chaitanya Mat and Sri Gauriya Mat, Nitya-lila Pravishta Om Vishnupat Ashtotarashata Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, Pujyapat Bhaktisar Bhaktisar Maharaj, the president of Sri Gauranga Gauriya Mat, entered in Nitya-lila at the age of 93 on 1st August, Thursday, 1996. In the morning hours of Krishna Dvitiya Tithi at Sri Gauranga Gauriya Mat, remembering the pastimes of his dear most worshipable object, Lord Radha Krishna. So on today's day, he disappeared. After the news of Pujyapat Bhakti Saurabh Bhaktisar Maharaj's entering Nitya-lila, means eternal pastimes, was received in Mayapur and other Gauriya Mats in Navadip, all the Vaishnavas, with a strong feeling of separation grief, gathered at Sri Gauranga Gauriya Mat to offer their obeisances at the lotus feet of Maharaj. If you go from our mat out and then you go left towards Gopinath Gauriya Mat, then on the right side you will find just after Gopinath Gauriya Mat, little more towards Ganga, right side from the road you can see the deity of that six-armed Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That is his mat, and his samadhi is also there. So this is Gauranga. The chief among the devotees who gathered in the early morning to offer their respectful obeisances were Tridandi Sami Srimad Bhakti Niloy Giri Maharaj, who is a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Tridandi Sami Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Jati Maharaj, this he's from Chaitanya Mat, Srimad Parvat Maharaj from Chaitanya Mat, Srimad Bhakti Rakak Narayan Maharaj, he's from our Mat, Sri Chaitanya Gauriya Mat, and Tridandi Sami Srimad Bhakti Vibhut Bodayan Maharaj from Gopinath Gauriya Mat. Around 20 yards in southeast direction from the main temple of Sri Gauranga Gauriya Mat, Maharaja's Samadhi rituals were performed with due diligence in the presence of all the respected Vaishnavas amidst loud Sankirtan. The point is, Jiva Goswami wrote, although one should do other devotional forums also in Kali Yuga, but they should be done with Sankirtan. That is why during Arati we have to do Sankirtan, and before Harikatha, after Harikatha, and for everything, or even when you do Yagya or anything, you have to do Nama Sankirtan. That is in Kali Yuga necessary. Otherwise, it will not give that fruit. The ceremony started at afternoon 3:30 p.m. and the ritual went on till evening 6 p.m. Many sannyasis, brahmacharis and householders participated in this ceremony. Amongst the sannyasis and Babaji Maharajas present there at this time of Samadhi were Tridandi Sami Srimad Bhakti Rakak Narayan Maharaj from our Mat, Tridandi Sami Srimad Bhagavat Maharaj, Srimad Paribrajak Maharaj, Srimad Vishnu Das Babaji Maharaj from Gopinath Gauriya Mat, Srimad Muni Maharaj from Krishna Chaitanya Math, that is, we heard some days back. It was established by Madhusudan Maharaj. Then Srimad Rasananda Bon Maharaj from Bhajan Kutir, that is his disciple of Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bon Goswami Maharaj, who disappeared also today. Then Srimad Subhak Swami Maharaj from ISKCON, Srimad Puri Maharaj from Sri Chaitanya Math, Srimad Govinda Maharaj from Nityananda Gauriya Ashram, Srimad Damodar Maharaj from Sri Saraswata Gauriya Math, Srimad Janardhan Maharaj from Sri Gauriya Sangha, Srimad Guru Das Babaji from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Math, that is his disciple of Srila Bhakti Vichar Jajavar Goswami Maharaj. Apart from the many brahmacharis from Sri Chaitanya Math, Sri Chaitanya Gauriya Math, Sri Gopinath Gauriya Math, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Math, ISKCON, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, Sri Paramahansa Gauriya Math, Sri Shraman Ashram, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mission, that is Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj's mission, and many other maths also took the opportunity to offer their obeisances to Srila Maharaj. 4th August, Sunday, on the auspicious disappearance day of Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami, the festival of Srila Maharaj concluded, in which all the Vaishnavas in the mood of separation sang his glories and begged for his mercy. Amongst all the prominent ones were Tridandi Swami Srimad Bhakti Niloy Giri Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakak Narayan Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Sagar Maharaj, Srila Bhakti, it is not mentioned, one Puri Maharaj, maybe from Chaitanya Math. In the afternoon, after the ceremony concluded, Mahaprasad was distributed to all the devotees present. This is following the way as shown by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Maharaj was born in 1907 in a village called Chandani Mahal in Kulna district of Bangladesh by accepting Sri Shashadhar Bandyopadhyay and Shri Baladevi as his parents. Both his parents were faithful household devotees of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Due to his father being a devotee, he named his sons Bijay Gopal, Nani Gopal, Ram Gopal and Braja Gopal. Pujapat Maharaj's name given by his father was Sri Nani Gopal Bandyopadhyay. Early in his youth, in the year 1930, he took Harinam and Diksha Mantra from Srila Prabhupada and came to be known as Sri Nanda Gopal Brahmachari. In some you will find Nanda Dulal Brahmachari. Srila Maharaj passed the intermediate examinations in science with specific qualifications and entered engineering college in Cuttack, Orissa, his father's workplace, to pursue higher studies in the field of technology or engineering. In Cuttack, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, this is in Orissa, Saraswati Goswami Thakur has set up a preaching center called Sri Satchit Ananda Math in Oriya Bazar to propagate Sriman Mahaprabhu's doctrine of pure devotion and love. Srila Maharaj used to regularly go to the Math to listen the divine glories of Srila Prabhupada from the Vaishnavas. You will find in Srila Bharati Maharaj's book, one Babaji was there, who was not very learned in worldly sense, but he was fully devoted to Prabhupada and to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so Maharaj was very much attracted by hearing from him that pure Harikatha. When Srila Prabhupada arrived in Cuttack, Maharaj felt strong affection towards him, seeing his transcendental personality and listening to his powerful divine Harikatha. He renounced the worldly education and took Harinam from him in Cuttack, in 1930, and thereafter went to Sri Chaitanya Math in Sridham Mayapur to take Diksha. Under the direction of his guru, he was engaged in the service as a teacher at Sri Bhakti Vinod Institute. He also was given service in the editorial department of Daily Nadia Prakash magazine, in printing and spreading the message of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Satisfied with his strong inclination to serve, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur honored him with Bhakti Tul. Gaur Ashirvat means blessing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on behalf of Sri Navadip Dham Pracharini Sabha. He went to different parts of India under the direction of Srila Prabhupada and propagated the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even after Prabhupada's disappearance, he was engaged in the service of publication and preaching the message of pure devotional love. Pujyapat Nanda Gopal Brahmachari took sannyas from Param Pujyapat Srimad Bhakti Saranga Gosai Maharaj, one of the stalwart disciples of Srila Prabhupada, in 1949, and came to be known as Tridandi Sami Srimad Bhakti Saurabh Bhaktisar Maharaj. Saurabh means fragrance, and Bhaktisar means essence of devotion. Following the instructions of Param Pujyapat Srimad Bhakti Saranga Gosai Maharaj, Srila Maharaj displayed the ideal of bhajan while staying for a long time in Imlitala, the mat branch of Sri Gauriya Sangha in Vrindavan, the same tree beneath which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed the pastime of taking rest and performed Nama Sankirtan. During his travels, whenever Srila Madhav Gosai Maharaj, means our Parangurudev, the founder of Sri Chaitanya Gauriya Mat, visited Vrindavan, Srila Bhaktisar Maharaj would invite him and his disciples to Imli Talamat and would very lovingly serve everyone by offering them varieties of prasad. Also served as the editor of the monthly magazine Sri Saraswati Gauriya, published by Sri Gauriya Sangha, and also wrote many articles describing the innate nature of actual knowledge. After the disappearance of Param Pujyapat Srimad Bhakti Saranga Gosai Maharaj, Pujyapat Bhakti Saurabh Bhaktisar Maharaj was appointed as the Acharya of Sri Gauriya Sangha. In 1975, he returned to Gauradesh, that is West Bengal, from Vrindavan. In Birbhum district, he preached extensively in the town of Shiuri near Ekachakra Dham, the appearance place of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, and established Sri Nityananda Gauriya Mat there. Accepting the invitation of Srila Bhaktisar Maharaj, Param Aradhyatam Srila Gurudev Om Vishnupata Stotra Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhav Gosai Maharaj made an auspicious arrival at Shiuri and delivered Harikatha at Sri Nityananda Gauriya Mat. Later, with the desire to worship in the Gaura Dham, that is Navadip Dham, on the banks of the river Ganges, Srila Bhaktisar Maharaj established Sri Gaurango Gauriya Mat in Ishodhyan. In 1986, he manifested the services of Sri Sadbhuj Gaurango Vigrahaditi, that is, of Sriman Mahaprabhu with 6 hands, and established a beautiful temple with 5 domes. During the manifest pastimes of Paramaradhyatam, that means supremely worshipable, Srila Gurudev, accepting his invitation, Srila Bhaktisar Gosai Maharaj used to bless us with his holy presence and Harikatha at our Kolkata Mat and at many other places. After the disappearance of Srila Gurudev, the current Acharya of the Mat, Tridandi Sami Srimad Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, used to go for his darshan and to pray for his blessings every year at the end of Navadip Dham Parikrama. Maharaj used to shower immense affection and his heartfelt blessing upon him and used to encourage him to do more and more Guru Seva. The previous year, when Srila Maharaj was performing the pastime of ill health, and was lying in the bed while offering obeisances at his feet. On being asked by Tirtha Maharaj whether it would be appropriate for him to go abroad for preaching or not, Srila Maharaj showed great enthusiasm for his going abroad. Because of his disappearance, not only the devotees of Sri Gauranga Gauriya Math and Sri Chaitanya Gauriya Math, but the entire Saraswat Gauriya Vaishnava world, means all the followers of Saraswati Thakur, have been hurled into the ocean of separation. So that math is there. Our Gurudev told that first he approached Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj to ask, they are pressing me to go outside India for preaching, so what is your order? Then Puri Maharaj said, yes, you have to go. It is the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so you have to go. It is your duty. They may accept or not, you should not think about that, but you have to inform everyone that about the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and that they can get ultimate goal of life by chanting holy name. That is your duty. So you should go, and there will some people will accept. So if you will not go, then why you will deprive those people? So you have to go. So after Puri Maharaj, then our Gurudev approached this Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Saurabh Bhaktisar Maharaj, and Gurudev told, I was surprised. He said exactly same thing. So I understood really it is the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Gurudev decided to go. So I visited this mat many times in Mayapur to take darshan of that six-armed form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also Maharaj's Samadhi is a little left side. Also I know two of his disciples. One is Sajjan Maharaj in our Chandigarh mat. Another was in our mat in Mayapur staying Srila Govinda Maharaj, a very sweet Vaishnava. And he took sannyas from our Gurudev, and Gurudev gave in the name, he gave Bhakti Madhur Govinda Maharaj. Really, he was a very sweet person. He also disappeared. I could meet him a few years ago. We had very nice Harikatha from him, but then he also disappeared. So today, Srila Bhakti Saurabh Bhaktisar Gosai Maharaj's disappearance anniversary. I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir in Mayapur, bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. And another prominent disciple of Prabhupada, he also disappeared on this day. So I will read from the article which was written by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, his god brother. They are intimately connected, so if we hear from him, then we will get the proper picture. Nitya-lila pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotarashata Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, Prabhupada's dearmost disciple, who received Pancharatriki Diksha and Tridanda Sannyas from him, that is Mantra Diksha and Sannyas initiation from him, who founded the Institute of Oriental Philosophy in Sridham Vrindavan. This is one university there in Vrindavan, who preached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's doctrines of pure love in Eastern and Western countries in English, Hindi and Bengali languages. You can find they are on YouTube also some recordings, his English, Hindi and Bengali. Who was an eloquent speaker, Pujapat Tridandi Sami Shri Srimad Bhakti Hridoy Bongosai Maharaj, on last Wednesday, 7th July 1982, on the second day of the dark fortnight, in the Uttarshara Nakshatra, this is one constellation, astrological, near the Samadhi temple of Srila Sanatana Goswami, that is in Nandagram, in Vrindavan, the dearmost associate of Sriman Mahaprabhu, at his bhajan ashram named Bhajan Kutir at Kaliyadaha, at 9:04 p.m. Remembering the lotus feet of Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji, amidst the incessant Krishna Sankirtan by his disciples, entered into the eternal pastime of Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ji in a fully conscious state. I had this good fortune to be in association of his successor. He is still living now, Srila Gopananda Bon Gosai Maharaj. He came to Vienna in 2016. So he did not speak much English. He understands. So devotees, they called me if I could help with translation. So it was from Bengali. So it was my good fortune that I could travel with Maharaj all over Europe for 1 month. So I heard many things about Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bongo Sai Maharaj from his lotus mouth. He was serving him for 50 years as his personal servant, cooking and everything. He said he engaged me from early morning till midnight. I was always engaged in his service, and whatever I realized, that is all by his grace. So he told me that before the disappearance of his Guru, he told them, I will leave this world after 1 month at 9 p.m. He already announced in advance. And he said, now I will stop eating and only you can give me Charanamrita. And he was lying on the bed. And he said, on the last 3 days, no one should touch me. And I will not speak for this whole month. Already he announced. Why? Because they know what is the desire of Krishna. So really it happened. Gopananda Bon Maharaj told me. Exact date, exact hour, he left. And before that, on that bed, he exhibited all the ecstatical symptoms of Krishna Prema mentioned in Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. He said, we read those things in the books, but I directly perceive them in him. Because generally pure devotees, they will not express these symptoms, especially not in public. Maybe with some close associates or like this, because they don't want to get some cheap popularity or people will misunderstand, and because so many other people, they misuse this. They faked and they for popularity like this. So generally those who are real devotees, they don't want. But here, just before the disappearance of Maharaj, he exhibited this, like crying, hair standing on end. And Bon Maharaj also told me sometimes his body was very heated, and it was miraculous because he was not eating anything. From where heat is coming, and all other 8 symptoms like this. So they are not ordinary persons. Here, further in article, though the bliss experienced by the personal associate of Sri Radhika, regaining the proximity of Sri Sri Nayan Muni's lotus feet, is boundless in the earthly realm, being forever deprived of his direct association, we are submerged in the ocean of tremendous separation grief. As you know, after the disappearance of Prabhupada, there was some period meant that those who are qualified for serve as gurus, they will emerge, they will appear. Prabhupada already predicted that many of you are qualified. So outwardly it looked like they are having some quarrels or difference of opinion, but the purpose was actually so that those who are qualified disciples, they will make their own missions and they will spread that teaching. That was the purpose. So that time, this Bon Maharaj, he also went out of the mission and he was staying in Kashi, Varanasi. Then, while one day he was there, he was speaking Harikatha in assembly. And one day, while taking bath in Ganga, he got darshan of Shiva coming down on the Ganga on the lotus flower. He wrote about this in his book. And Shiva blessed him and he told him, now you can go to Vrindavan. You can go there and do bhajan there. You already satisfied me here in Varanasi. Then Srila Bhakti Hridoy Gosvami Maharaj went to Vrindavan, and there he said, by the grace of Radharani, I got one place, so one land there, and while he made arrangements for the construction of his bhajan kutir, he went to visit all the 4 holy places in Himalaya on top, means up the mountain, because he wrote in his book, his point was, Shiva ordered me to stay in Vrindavan, but whether I will be able to be stable in Vrindavan, because what if I will get some other attraction? So first, I should experience all different realms of this world and also transcendental realms, like Gopa Kumar did in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. He was satisfied, and then again after some time he was feeling some lacking, and then he went further, and again he was satisfied and feeling some lacking, and then gone further like this. Ultimately he settled in Vrindavan because that was his natural service, natural eternal identity in that type of environment. That so this Bon Maharaj also, he Bon Gosai Maharaj, he went on Himalaya because there these are like replicas, or those transcendental realms are manifested there. Like Gangotri is Brahma Loka, and then Indra Prayag, that is Svarga, and Kedarnath is Shiva Loka, Badrinath is Vaikuntha Loka, and Jamunotri also. So he was doing that pilgrimage. He wrote in his book, very nice book, very lively and full of miracles. What was happening? Walking. It is 850 miles, and you have to walk with certain pace to reach next spot where you can take rest. And he made a vow, while on this pilgrimage he will not speak to anyone, and he will not make one step without chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He will not take anything but milk and fruits, and only he will take prasad at Kedarnath, that his prasad rice and everything, and in Badrinath, in this way he was doing, and he got many experiences there. If you read his book, you will be astonished. So then, after that, he came to Vrindavan, that Bhajan ashram was constructed. There was one cave also he made down. So after coming from this pilgrimage, he did bhajan there in that cave inside. How? Chanting whole day from early morning, and only eating prasad once in a day by cooking himself, every day same. One disciple, he came, first disciple, just at that time. So Maharaj told him, I will do now bhajan here, so you will not be able to see me. But that disciple insisted, no, at least I will serve you. Then Bon Maharaj ordered him, okay, then there it is written, a certain amount of rice, one banana, one potato, little salt and little ghee. Every day you bring that at 6 p.m. to that entrance to that cave. That only. So really that disciple, first disciple, he was so patient. It went on for 4 years like this. Maharaj himself cooking and eating once, and the rest of the time chanting all time. Little sleeping and chanting. Can you imagine? I went to that place, that his cave. You will feel there. It's not ordinary thing. So then after 4 years, he got so many realizations he wrote. Then he felt that now also he has to spread this. As before, he was preaching under the order of Srila Bhaktisar Thakur everywhere in India, and also he was the first to be sent to Western countries in 1933 to London and Germany. And in Germany already there was these Nazis, and he met Hitler also. He had appointment with him to speak with him, but Hitler at that time was very busy something, so only he could see him. But Hitler engaged his representative to speak with this Swami from India. But Bon Maharaj told that he saw him. He was walking on the corridor up and down, and with deep thought, deep thinking was. So that time in Germany, they told him, here they don't want some other languages, so either he should speak in English and there will be some translator into German, or he should learn German language. So Maharaj actually learned German language very quickly, and he was speaking in German language. And I visited that place, 2 places where he had public programs. One is in Berlin, that house I went to. It means one not house, it is like a government, some building or something, cultural, and still you will find those old handles, and very nice. With Gopananda von Maharaj, we went there, we found the address, and also in Vienna, that place where he spoke Harikatha in 33, 34, 35, like in that period somewhere. So, while then when Maharaj came out from this cave, then you know that Bhajan Kutir is near Radha Madan Mohan temple in Vrindavan. So Maharaj made one garden there outside, is still there, to pick flower, to get flowers for the offering to his deities, Radha Govinda. So one day Maharaj was picking flowers. I heard this directly from Gopananda Bon Maharaj. Why I'm telling? Because here it was mentioned that then one day suddenly he felt some touch while he was picking flowers, and he was shivering. Then he got transcendental vision. Krishna was there and Radharani was there. And Krishna told because Radharani is going by that path to meet Krishna through that flower garden. On her way to meet Krishna, that is her daily path. So that day he felt her touch, and Krishna was there, and Krishna told to Radharani, she is Lotika Manjari. She is very dear to me. So you accept her in her service. Radharani. Manjaris, you know, Manjaris, they are young maidservants of Radharani. Sakis, they are same age as Radharani, they are friends, but maidservants, they are Manjaris, and they are having sometimes more intimate service of Radha Govinda than even Sakis because of some rasa points. So, Lotika Manjari. So he is directly engaged in the service of Radharani. So here, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, he wrote that bliss experienced by the personal associate of Sri Radhika, regaining the proximity of Sri Nayan Muni's lotus feet, means Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur's Siddha name, spiritual forum's name is Nayan Muni Manjari, directly serving Radharani under the guidance of Rupa Manjari. So under him or under her in transcendental realm is Lotika Manjari, means Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bongosai Maharaj. Our Gurudev also revealed that he is serving under Nayan Muni Manjari and Kamala Manjari under Rupa Manjari. In that transcendental. So we are being deprived of his direct association. We are submerged in the ocean of tremendous separation, grief. Then here from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kripa Kori Krishna More Diya Chilo Sangha, Sotantra Krishna Richa Koila Sangha Bhanga. Being merciful upon me, Krishna gave me his association. Being independent in his desires, he has now taken away his association. This was spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Haridas Thakur disappeared from this world. Article continues, the dear associates of Paramaradhya Srila Prabhupada, one by one, not able to tolerate the extreme intolerable separation grief of the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru, are gradually taking their magnificent journey towards his feet, which are as soothing as the light of crores of moons. Crore means 10 million. The goddess Earth is gradually getting bereft of the precious gems, means this Earth, because they are leaving to Krishna. These precious gems, the devotees possessing pure love for the Supreme Lord, are the real precious wealth of the goddess of Earth. Earth is also person. Behind everything is a personality. That is vision of those who see actually, and Vedic scriptures also they describe, because without consciousness at the back, nothing can exist, and consciousness means personality. That is why here Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj is using in this way, goddess of Earth. In 1918, after Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took sannyas, that is renounced order, on the full moon day of the month of Falgun, that is appearance day of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in Sridham Mayapur, and took a vow to preach the message of pure devotion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout the world, devotees of different calibers started coming to him and took his shelter. Because you know, Prabhupada was deeply in bhajan, and he was thinking how I can fulfill the desires of my Guru. Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Gaurkishore Das Babaji to preach. I am unqualified person. I have nothing. So how I will be able to do this? Then while he was in bhajan, then he got that Swapna Samadhi, means transcendental dream. There are different kinds of dreams. Imagination, karmic and material, and there are transcendental. So that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Panchatattva, all they came to him, and whole Guru Parampara also. And Mahaprabhu told him, you don't worry, you start your preaching. Then Prabhupada said, then how I can do this? I have no people, I have no manpower, I have no money, I have nothing. Then Mahaprabhu told, you don't worry, I will send you everything. You just start, everything will come to you. So really, after that, all the stalwart persons from society, very jewels like disciples of Prabhupada, if you read their biography, you will be astonished and how beautiful they were young, and they were working 24 hours for Prabhupada's mission. You cannot imagine how they did. Our Parangurudev, Srila Maharaj, Bon Maharaj, all, and so many others, they came to assist, and they spread this pure teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. So devotees of different caliber started coming to him and took his shelter. Pujapad Bon Maharaj is one amongst all those exalted devotees sent by the Supreme Lord. He appeared on 23rd March 1901 in the village named Bahar of Vikrampur Paragana in Dhaka district in a Brahminical family firmly dedicated to their duties. His revered father, Brahmarshi Rajanikant Mukhopadhyay Jyotish Acharya, means the Acharya of astrology, had a strong reputation in the Vikrampur Brahminical society. Pujapad Bon Maharaj's highly devoted revered mother was honored as Brahmarshi Grihini, that is the wife of Brahmarshi, means one who is Rishi or seer of Brahma, means supreme. So, wife. The name given to him by his father was Narendranath Mukhopadhyay. The former residence of his family was at Fulia near Shantipur in the Nadia district. Shri Sushenan Pandit, Shri Jagadananda Pandit and Saurabh, Shri Madhavananda Pandit, these three brothers were their associates of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Everyone knows about the loving quarrels between Sriman Mahaprabhu and his dearest Jagadananda. Shri Narendranath, means Bon Maharaj, comes in the lineage of the third brother of Shri, means the third brother, Shri Madhavananda. So from this family he appeared. One of the descendants in this lineage, named Shri Parvati Charan Mukhopadhyay, was married to the daughter of Shri Vir Chandra Prabhu, the son of Shriman Nityananda Prabhu. You know, daughter of Vir Chandra Prabhu is Ganga Devi. No, sorry. Ganga Devi and Vir Chandra, they were sons of Nityananda Prabhu, or he had, I don't know, but one there is Ganga, so daughter was married. So in this family, Maharaj appeared. In this lineage, many saints and sannyasis have manifested. Yes, now I remember. Nityananda Prabhu had two wives, Jannava and Boshuda. And Jannava had no children. Boshuda had two. One is Vir Chandra and daughter is Ganga Devi. And Vir Chandra Prabhu had one daughter. In this lineage, many saints and sannyasis have manifested. Bhakti Pravar Shri Arjuna Mishra, the commentator of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and poet Shri Kirtivas, who composed Sri Ramayana scripture in the Bengali language as Payar Chandra, are also from the same lineage. So this Arjuna Mishra, you know, he at first did not believe this. Why Krishna is telling in Gita, those who are fully dedicated to him, I personally will maintain them. This Arjuna Mishra did not believe. He said no. Maybe he can maintain through some other instruments, but no, he will not do personally. I did not see this. And he put a line like preacher to he put line across that verse. That is verses Ananyas Chintayantamam Jejana Parju Pasate Tesham Nita Vijuktanam Jokema Bhameham. Krishna says. Then ultimately, you know, then when he was out to collect, then Krishna, Baladev themselves, they brought so many things to his house, and wife saw, and they told, he beat us, your husband beat us. Then when they left and husband came back, then wife chastised, why you beat Krishna, Baladev? Next, I did not beat anyone. I only went for collection. I could not get much. From where you got all these articles? Then wife said, Krishna, Baladev, they brought all these things here, but they said you beat them. Then she was sincere wife. So Arjuna Mishra then was meditating, and he saw that really they brought, and why they were saying he beat them, because he put that line on the verse. Verse of Gita is not different from Krishna. So that was there. So that was like a beating to Krishna. Then he commentated on Bhagavad Gita as it is, after realizing that what is written there is true, it is a fact. He had to get experience. So today, time is over. So Srila, only in briefly I will tell, and tomorrow we can read further about Srila Gosvami Maharaj, because his life is very astonishing. And so he dedicated himself to Prabhupada fully, and he got very early, he got sannyas, he was very young, and he was preaching all over India and in universities, colleges like this to intelligent students. And our Parangurdev and Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Gosvami Maharaj, they were together in preaching party in South India. In Madras, Gauriya Math they established, and others, so they're all intimately connected. So many pastimes. Our Gurudev is considering him as his Shiksha Guru. I heard from Gopanand Bon Maharaj when he told me, when your Gurudev, he met my Gurudev in Vrindavan on the road or anywhere, he would bow down to him full on the road. And then he would 4 times walk around him, parikrama of him, Shiksha Guru. And personally, I saw once in Calcutta, Gurudev became very angry. Very angry. Then he explained, they printed that calendar and they wrote under the guidance of present Acharya of Chaitanya Gauriya, Srila Bhakti Balab Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. This word Goswami was there, means one who has control over senses. There. And then Gurudev saw, and he said, but on the appearance or disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Bon Goswami Maharaj, they did not put Goswami name. They put only Maharaj. That is not wrong. Not wrong. But Gurudev saw why they put in at my name, but not in his name. That was wrong. Then Gurudev became very angry. He said, he's my Shiksha Guru. how you can do this? And they had to correct that. I felt that how deep respect Gurudev has for him. Also, one time in Calcutta, I found in our library the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu first part translated by Bon Maharaj. So I took that, and when I met Gurudev, then I showed him the book, and I said that I found this book. So you give permission that I can read this book? Then Gurudev was slowly reading, and when he saw Srila Bhakti Hridoy Gosvami, oh yes, he's my Shiksha Guru. He did not know what book or anything. He did not come to that point. Only he read the name. He said, yes, he is my Shiksha Guru. He wanted me to stay there in his place, but I was engaged with my Gurudev, so I could not go. He said yes. And his English is very good, because he was in English school before, Bon Maharaj. So he said, then I said, yes, but whether I am eligible to read this book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Then Gurudev did not say, but only like, of course, like in that mood. So, but I felt what deep respect Gurudev has for him, because God brother of his Gurudev. So then Maharaj was preaching all over India. Then he was the first also to be sent to preach in Western countries, and he brought 2 first Western disciples back to India from Germany. One of them later became very famous, Sadananda Swami. They took initiation from Prabhupada in 30s. Then, after the disappearance of Prabhupada, he was a very good speaker. If you hear his Harikatha, you will understand. And later on, when Prabhupada disappeared, as I told, he was mostly doing bhajan in Vrindavan and preaching through that university, and also he opened one school, and he wrote so many books and also songs, and inspired so many there. So by my good fortune, I could hear many things about him from Gopananda Bon Maharaj. Also, I could visit his place there in Vrindavan, his Bhajan Kutir, and also one in Calcutta, that is South Calcutta, their Bhajan Ashram. So tomorrow I want to read further about his biography as written by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, to purify myself. And today I am remembering his place of bhajan in Vrindavan, and he, already before his departure, he made his own samadhi where they should put his body. He gave exact location and everything, so that there should be no confusion. And after he disappeared, then some people in Vrindavan, they were envious of him, because he's so exalted. So when Maharaj already gave up this world, but that is Lila only, it was shown that when they were carrying him, like that transcendental body, on that carrier to do parikrama of main temples in Vrindavan, when they were passing that area where those people who were envious of him, his eyes were closed like that. But when they were passing there, miraculously he opened eyes like this. When they were passing there, opened eyes, so as to show to their disciples, to his disciples, you should not be afraid of them, and to show them that he's not ordinary person. So then again closed eyes, and then they put in samadhi, and there was some sandalwood fragrance coming out from his body. Nice fragrance. Usually dead body does not emit a good smell, but with pure devotees it is different. So it was shown the sandalwood, that fragrance was coming out. So Lotika Manjari, a maid servant of Radharani, I am remembering his, and he installed Shiva there also in his temple in Vrindavan as a dearmost Vaishnava of Radha Govinda. So I'm remembering Maharaj's samadhi and bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. Tomorrow I want to continue read this article.